What if I told you that the biggest reason we suffer isn't because of our past or future, but because we never truly live in the now? That was the line written on an old piece of paper found in a small wooden box, a line that would change the life of a boy named Aarav forever. Aarav was 24, a young man with big dreams and a restless mind. Every morning, he woke up thinking about the mistakes of yesterday and the worries of tomorrow. His thoughts were always racing. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if life never gets better? His job was decent, his family loved him, but inside, he was living like a ghost, haunted by his own thoughts. He would scroll through social media for hours, watching others' lives, comparing, judging, envying. Nights were even worse. When everyone slept, he lay awake replaying his past, imagining different versions of his life, versions where he was happier, richer, more successful. But no matter how much he thought, he never felt at peace. One evening, after a long, exhausting day at work, he walked home through a quiet park. The sun was setting, painting the sky orange and gold. Children were laughing, an old couple was feeding pigeons, and a man was playing flute near the lake. For the first time in a long time, Aarav paused. The music, the laughter, the breeze, everything felt still, alive, present, but that stillness was broken by a voice. Lost in thoughts again? Aarav turned and saw an old man sitting on a bench, smiling at him. His face was wrinkled but peaceful, his eyes calm and deep, like he had seen the world and made peace with it. Aarav didn't know why, but he sat beside him. They didn't speak for a while. The silence was oddly comforting. Finally, Aarav said, "I just can't stop thinking. Every time I try to relax, my mind reminds me of everything that went wrong or could go wrong." The old man chuckled softly. "That's because you're living everywhere, except where life actually happens." Aarav frowned. "What do you mean?" The old man picked up a handful of sand and let it slip through his fingers. "This sand is like time. You can't hold on to the past, it slips away. You can't grab the future either, it hasn't come yet. The only sand you can feel is what's in your hand right now." Aarav stared at the falling grains. "But how can I stop thinking about everything?" "You can't stop the waves," the old man replied, "but you can learn to surf." Those words hit deep. Aarav didn't fully understand them, but something inside him shifted, like his soul had heard a language older than words. Days passed. Aarav started noticing small things, the taste of his morning tea, the sound of rain hitting the window, the smile of a stranger. He started doing one thing at a time, walking without his phone, eating without rushing, listening without thinking of replies. Slowly, his thoughts began to settle, like dust in sunlight. But peace never comes without a test. A month later, Aarav got the news: his company was downsizing, and his job was gone. Panic hit him like a storm. The old fears returned: "I'll never make it. I'll disappoint everyone. My life's over." He went back to the same park that night, desperate and broken. The bench was empty. The old man wasn't there. Aarav sat down, head in his hands. "I tried," he whispered, "I really tried to live in the present. But how can I, when the future looks so dark?" Then, out of nowhere, the flute began to play. He turned around, it was the same man. The old man smiled gently. "The present doesn't promise comfort, Aarav. It promises life. Even pain belongs here, not in your fears of tomorrow, not in your regrets of yesterday, but right here, in this breath." Tears filled Aarav's eyes. For the first time, he didn't resist. He let himself cry, not out of fear, but out of release. He felt everything: the loss, the fear, the sadness, but in that moment, he also felt something stronger: peace. Because he was alive. Months passed. Aarav found a new job, simpler, but meaningful. He volunteered at a local school, teaching kids how to focus and breathe. He started painting again, a hobby he'd abandoned years ago. Life wasn't perfect, but it was real. One morning, he went back to the park to thank the old man. But no one there had seen him. The bench was empty, the flute was silent. Only a small wooden box sat on the bench, with a note inside: "Life is not somewhere ahead, Aarav. It's right here, in the step you're taking now. Learn to be here, and you'll never be lost again." He smiled, the same peaceful smile the old man once had. He closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and whispered, "I'm here now." The camera could fade on that moment, Aarav standing by the lake, wind touching his face, the world moving quietly around him, as a voice says softly, "Don't waste your life chasing tomorrows that haven't come, or crying over yesterdays that are gone. The only place you can truly live is now."